she holds MRDC very dear to her heart, no matter where she is. Even if she can't make it, she'll call me and say, oh, sorry, I can't make it today. You know, I can't make it because, you know, I've been assigned to this and that. And when she's given an assignment to do, she still calls back to say, thank you for allowing me serve. A round of applause for her. A round of applause. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. We love you dearly. Thank you so much. All right. That's why I'm not going to be holding this mic for long. All right. Okay, so in quick succession, this mic is going to go around. Your name, your business, that's what you do, and one win for you, 2025. One win for you, 2020. It can't be all gloom as it were now. There's one win. Like somebody shared a joke online. Very, very funny joke. He said, have you noticed that nobody had Apollo this year? And that's because everybody's eyes see Shege. That's it's a matter. Anyway. So people did. We ate well this year, right? Okay. Well, it was really an outstanding time for many of us, myself inclusive. Okay. So let's start from here. Let's start since you're there. Okay.
Okay, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Olufumilayo Kolawole, and I run a healthy food and nutrition outfit by the name Fruit and Cocktail Delight Ventures. We're into production of fresh fruit juice, smoothies, and we also make healthy multigrain pap for people of all ages.
Okay.
Babies to growing children, adults. You take our product and your life will not remain the same. So that's what I do.
All right. What was the one big win for you?
Yes, one big win for me this year is that my business somehow has been kind of crawling, and for me this year, God bounced me back.
Okay, great.
And I thank God for MRDC, honestly, I thank God for MRDC. God used MRDC, not because I'm an ESCO, I'm an in-house person, but that's just the truth. God used MRDC and the people within the system to, you know, juggle me and help me bounce back, and I thank God.
All right, our VP.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sumbo Olaiton, and I'm a serial entrepreneur. So, my water, I have a water line, bottled water, Arian water, which of course, I'm sure 99%.
The official water for MRDC.
The official water for MRDC.
And HMC.
Yeah, I also have a school, Orbit International School, located at, thank you, Opik Estate, and another one, Food Hall and Consults. We're into processing and packaging. That's the water.
All right.
So, this year, we'll all agree that we have, I won't say I've seen shaggy, but I've seen favor. And I continue to tell people, when people say, this is Nigeria, me, I don't complain. I don't join anybody to say all those things. Because I trust in God, I believe in God, and I have that faith. Even people that are out of this place, out of the country, please ask somebody to borrow you 1 million. They will blank out on you. Yeah, they will blank out on you. So, and we are here in the country. If you call a friend, okay, I don't have 1 million, no, but I have 200. The money will come out somehow. So this year for me, it's been tremendous. because this actually, we started this one this year, this 50 CL. We have been on the 75 CL for 10 years. For 10 years. So, yeah, it was a great move. We also have the 19 liter as well. And all this came to play this year. It was something like it would never happen. And you can agree with me, manufacturing or production in this country is something that's...
It's a good adventure.
It's a very good adventure. And let me also tell you, I cried though. I cried. But even in my tears, I have hope. And I'm moving.
A round of applause for her. Thank you. Okay, so let's go this way.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for everything. My name is Mercy. Swimming Bird Creative Communications is the name of the business. What we do is try as much as possible to humanize the businesses so that they can reach the targeted customers and improve profitability. Just two major wins. I know you said one. I published my first book, and it was a sellout. Totally amazing. And two, which is the most important, I had a mindset shift, and nothing beats that. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's my career, actually. Okay, I'm a journalist, reporter presenter with the BBC, and I host a program called Chase Nigeria that also airs on Channels Television. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I learned something recently. I said, own your story.
Yeah.
Tell your story.
Yeah.
Let people know. It's your story.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Bukola Roland. I run a bakery bites. I just want to thank God for Mrdc, because to me, Mrdc is an eye-opener. It has helped me so much in so many ways, particularly to believe in myself that I can do some certain things. And another big win for me, this is that I was able to open another branch in Abeokuta, and I give God all the glory for His faithfulness.
Praise the Lord. My name is Precious Ugege, and I'm into foodstuffs. And this year, okay, one win for me this year. At the beginning of this year, it was very frustrating. You know, when you post, like nobody is even seeing you. So a word came, but I was not discouraged. My own is, you people must see whether you like it or not. So at some point, a word came in for me that every business that is experiencing setback and all that, slowness, that God will yank it up and all that. And after that word, it's been buzz like that. Customers have been coming, and at some point I was like, should I even turn off this phone? I'm tired. So that is it for me. Praise God.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Shegun Samuel Alaron, popularly known as Sangbadebo. I'm a music minister, and I do music business, teach and train people on how to sing. And middle of this year, I work with one of my boss. She's a music minister. She runs a paint factory. She owns a paint factory. So I was with her. I was working with her, and so while working with her, she just said something. She said, "You know, you can actually open your own paint business." And I was like, "How?" She said, "And you just name it Samuel Loda." So Sam, that name sink in my mind, and I was like, Samuel Loda. No, she first said Samuel Akpoda. I said, no, I can't be Samuel Akpoda. That's awkward. Samuel Akpoda, like, makes the one that makes paint. So and I said Samuel Loda is better. So it was when I joined this church, I started, and I've been hearing Mrdc, cooperative Mrdc. So when I got to know about the Trade Expo, and I attended, and my mind was so opened, I talked to Pastor Kolade about it, that, okay, this is what I have in mind. Like paint, even if I'm not mixing paint or manufacturing paint, is it possible for me to just go into paint business as, delivering paint to some site engineers? They're about to build their houses, you understand? So for now, I'm still into music business, but officially by next year, I will take paint business as.
Interesting. You're the second person now. There's someone right from the conference too. He already knows how to do the A to Z of painting, of mixing the paint. Maybe I'll introduce both of you. All right.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Success Salama, and I run a cleaning company, cleaners cleaning company. My win this year is getting in touch with Mrdc and running my SYB course. Okay. Also, I was able to register my business, and I got some machines for my business.
Fantastic. She's also a facility manager, a profound facility manager. Go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Tolan Indrojai.
Okay.
I repair sound system and TV. I buy, I sell.
Okay.
What I gained so far this year is that I've been doing charity organization ever since I start my business. But now I think I'm starting business.
Okay,
so
all right. So, great.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Oluwatoyin Rosemary Akuriola. So, the name of my business is Till Versions. So when I come here, I change it because I register my company.
Okay.
So from here, I got through Providence Bank. They helped me out to open my company. So I have company account, and I have my own account.
Your personal account. So your business now is a separate entity.
Yes.
Great.
Yes. So I want to borrow my auntie English. Several entrepreneur.
Serial entrepreneur.
Yes. Before I'm into drink, I sell drink. From there, people ask for a blog. I started making blogs. So, so I hide blogs. So when I now see the advert of coming here for school, entrepreneur, so I started with selling boiler hens. So that period that I'm selling boiler hens, I used to say, oh, people do not buy it the way I wanted to buy it. But when I come here and I understand that, you don't have to see what people are saying. You will see how you build it, how you manufacture it, and what you see there, the gain, you minus it from the expensive. So the cost. So I really
from the business school, you understood the rudiments of costing.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic.
Yes. And when when we went to that program, and I think, what can I do? I can't carry my hand down to that place to go and sell. So I remember that my sister is selling at the rare. So I met with her, and we sell on that day. So I really appreciate everything that I go through here.
You're welcome.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
My name is Bemisola Kayode. The name of my business is GKO Limited. But I'm into logistics actually. I drive lag ride and I move people around. First leg. The second leg is the expansion. With the help of Mrdc, I've been able to get another vehicle. So I have 2 vehicles at the moment. One is operational. And I think I spent too much time on the drawing board looking for how to create an efficient system. And, well, I'm getting ready to move all out in 2026.
All right. A round of applause for him, please. A quick one. Yes.
church.
Good morning.
Uh,
Those you know those who are very used to going to church.
oh, my name is Dixon Dorcas. Uh, I just, I just thank God. I thank God for discovering MRDC.
What do you do? And then your win for this year.
Okay. I'm actually a beauty consultant and also a chef and also an affiliator. Let's say I'm a serial entrepreneur. Yes, so I teach people and I train people how to do affiliate marketing on that part. And I also have a fast food, like a mini restaurant where I sell out fast food. That's the CEO Bam Cuisine Kitchen. Well registered, certified. And I also have the CEO Wellness Spa and Skincare Hub, also registered, certified. Yes, so my win this year is attracting the right customers and clients. Yes, that's my win this year. And sometimes I find it, I also run arts at the same time. I run arts for businesses as well. Like, no, on digital products, ebooks and the rest. Yes, so I just thank God for everything. Yes.
Good morning. My name is Udeme Ikono, Divine Well Resources. We are into online book publishing. We help people to publish on Amazon, Kindle, and other online bookstores. So, though it was just side hustling, but this year I decided to scale it to a service. So it just side hustling. Yes, to render services to people that inspiring authors and personally I have about 10 books and at least it's making some sales on Amazon Kindle. So I just decided to scale it so that I can turn it to services. So my win this year is upscaling the side hustling to a proper business.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Aleke Peter Sebere. So we are into farming, agro-farming, and livestock. So mainly we major in vegetable. We plant ugu vegetable during the rain season and the dry season. So this period now, we are into the dry season. Though we still have the rainy season on, but it's not striving so much again. So we are planting. This is our planting period for the dry season. So my win this year, I was able to get proper recording. We get the record straight, and we are yes. So we also expand the business by exporting frozen vegetable. Yes. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Divine R.I.S.E, and the name of my business is Odis TV and Odis Global Salon. You know, MRDC did a lot for me this year because this year is kind of a little bit challenging because I was a little bit confused and one win. MRDC helped me to, reshape my, and my thinking. So, the a little support they give to me, and I I appreciate everything they did for me. So, 2026, we are ready to launch. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Adekemi Enebeli, aka Yauju. I'm into catering, any type of food, both inyoriro, inyogigun with hands, amala, jollof rice, fried rice. But I thank God for my life this year. 2025 is my year. Through MRDC, I thank God. what God have done for me, because I'm not even expecting that I can even up to that. I thank God and I thank MRDC.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Shola Adegboye. I'm a conceptualist. I run a fashion and lifestyle brand. Okay, so I've been doing the same thing for 23 years. And this year was the first exhibition that I was going to attend.
Oh, great.
In over 12 years, I think.
Sure.
So because of the nature of my business, I'm always either exporting and my hands are always full.
Okay.
But a friend of mine told me about this and I saw it online. I was reluctant initially, but I stepped in. And for me, it was the networking and, you know, when you've been doing the same thing for so long.
Yeah.
And, you know, the appreciation on a different level, just being out there.
Yeah.
Not like I hadn't been enjoying that, but it was different. And then I got 2 brands that told me they wanted me to start mentoring them. You know, I found myself helping other brands push forward, linking them up with content creators, so apart from just being out there, I realized that my going out there wasn't just for myself, but was to also share knowledge and help others. So that was, for me, that was the biggest win from the experience.
That's a good perspective to it. Right. Please help me pass. Yes, so since you're just coming in, or let me allow you to catch your breath. Your name, what you do, your big win for this year. So
Good morning, all.
Fast. Yeah.
My name is Vivian Mose.
Okay.
I'm an entrepreneur, majorly into supply of pure virgin coconut oil, cold press.
Okay. Cold press?
Yes, cold press. Okay. I supply supermarkets. Truly, I'm facing a challenge anyway, but this year, I think in the month of April or around August, a friend introduced Mrdc to me because I told her I'm really looking for a cooperative where I can start saving something tangible in order to help to boost this business. Then she told me about it. I discussed with my spouse. I wasn't seeing a kind of cooperation with him, so I just have to, on my own, without telling him, I push forward. Not until when a friend told me that there is a program coming up, I should try and make sure I attend. I said, I won't be chance. He said, no, try. Even the other woman, Madam Blessing also, he said, try and make yourself available, even if it's just for one day, because the program is for 2 days. And the last day of the program that I attended, in fact, I was so impressed. My eyes was being opening. And I see great opportunity for my little business as well. Praise God.
Great. Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Liliana Kindili. I'm into, I told you I was not. I'm the CEO of Tifa Global Contractors. We are into demolition and anything construction doing. No, I demolish to recreate. So if we don't bring it down, new ones can. If a seed don't die, new ones can come up. Thank you.
What was your big win for this year?
My big win for this year is putting the company together in accountability and all. So it's a big win for me.
Great. Yes, ma'am. I think we have 3 more people to go and we're done.
Morning, house.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Onyika Oluchi. So I deal in children wears like shoes and clothes. So before I came for this MRDC, I was just doing that. And so when I came and I wanted to register and they were like, what company name do you want to use? So I just thought about it, like I've always had this need for house cleaning and all that. Though I've done that as a side hustle earlier this year. Then I had the mind to start my own. Then I just told her, I said, okay, since I've already written the company name down somewhere, I've not started. So let me just use that. Then I used the name Recto Cleaning Service. So I said, okay, there's nothing God cannot do. I went for the program. So during the time of interaction, I was able to introduce myself to some people, and by the special grace of God, I got a job there. And
You got a job?
yes, I contacted somebody that gave me something to do, and it was that I had to work with a group of people.
Oh.
It wasn't. I just appreciate God that I came for that program, and since then, been working on that cleaning service, and I pray it grows higher than that.
Fantastic. That's actually your objective. To give you a platform for you to network and then grow that business. Fantastic.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Senior Bong Samuel Ian. I have a business registered since 2024, hoping to start an exportation business. So my business name is Expo Diets Plus Limited. Just like...
What do you export?
Yes, my intention is to export processed food and other things like that, like agro-based.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but when I came to the conference, I was enlightened that I have registered my business and I kept, thinking, trying to, because I had difficulties of getting customers to countries. Sometime I had, or one time like that, I had a customer that said I should send good through Belgium. So I looked for logistic company, they were turning me down. So I got discouraged. So I thank God for Sister Esther, who encouraged me to participate in the conference. And that has motivated me to start something. Praise God.
All right. So a win for you is that you were given a push to start. All right. So, Madam Ife.
Good morning, everyone.
Your name, business name, what you do, and one big win for 2025.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Ife Okoma, and the name of my business is Green Triangle Enterprise. We are into dry cleaning service, and one thing I have achieved or still working on is customer satisfaction. That is one thing I'm still working on. And I remember last year when we came for the training, one thing I took home was how to do costing. And that really helped me. Until now, I'm still working on that. Thank you very much.
And you're building on it.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. A round of applause for yourselves and then for Mrdc. Oh, they're pointing at my friend, my new friend over here. Okay. Okay, so let's move on here. This next segment is just going to be for about 10 minutes. We want to hear from 1, 2, 3 people, key overviews that you took from the conference. And to facilitate that will be my able VP, Mrs. Olaiton. Please, a round of applause for her. We want to believe that everything that you learned there, they say you don't put it in your right hand, Abi?
Pastor, we kept it in our left palm. Yes, so that we won't use it to eat. Good morning once again. It's nice to see everybody, though we were expecting a larger house. Because, please, if you have anybody that is in your contacts, tell them to hasten up. We are waiting. It's been a very, very eventful year. We started with our dinner. We started with our dinner, January dinner, then we did our IWD, then we did Red Volution. I don't know if, we did Red Volution, then we did SYB, we did TOC, then we did the conference. And the conference was mind-blowing. It was mind-blowing. So, thank you. The conference RISE. Reinvent, innovate, strategize, and expand. So, I need two people that will tell us if they have risen or they are rising, and what they learned during the conference that will make them rise. Because that's why we are having this meeting. 2025 is just, 2026 is how many days away? 13 days away. So if you don't start implementing what you learned a month ago, I wonder when you will start implementing. So please, can two people from that attended the conference, I will call you. I will, because I should call you. That your vibe. No, she was, and she went to the stand, exhibition stand, she bought the jacket, she was just changing. She was giving us back to back, as in, I was like, hey, Olasubo, you have come to do yourself at this conference this year. Mercy. No, I won't leave you. I won't leave you at all. You should. Yeah, okay, you want to start? Okay, please come. Thank you. Give her a round of applause. Clap, 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 clap.
Good morning, sirs and Maz. My name is Damlola Fowley. I'm a junior data analyst. I learned to rise because 3 things struck me, and God has helped me. After the conference, I'm a voiceover artist, and I'm a a corporate event host. After that, I got 3 gigs. 3 gigs. Somebody recommended me. NAPE did their conference in November where they had a new president-elect, female, and Wige had their annual summit also. And I did a voiceover for all the speakers. Wow. Just because of that, the first NAPE female president. My friend is a member of NAPE. She's one of them. She reached out to me, and one of Mrs. Tubosun Afolayan said for next year, for some of their conferences, I'll be the one doing the voiceover for the speakers. It was really a big win for me, and I got another gig I just did the one for Honorable Benga for Agege local government. He attended, so I don't know how God did it, but I've really learned to rise there.
Clap, 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 clap. Congratulations. You see, something about doing business or your work or your job is that you should remain consistent. Yeah. And the Bible says, do not despise little beginnings. You don't know who is watching. Somebody is watching. So whether you like it or not, somebody will come and tell you that this is what you did. This is where we saw you. Yeah. That is why we are coming back to you. And you never can tell. As we pray and we work hard, let us maintain our integrity and consistency. Thank you so much. So, my merciful mercy. I'm still on your case. Please clap for her, clap for her.
It feels like a child who they asked in class, what is 5 plus 5? And the child is just looking at the teacher boldly. Because she knows when I look at the teacher boldly, the teacher wouldn't call me. The teacher would go for those people who don't know. I'm trying to recollect everything. It's been quite a lot. I couldn't attend the first day because I was on the field. However, I listened online, and the stories that were told was one of the reasons why I had the mindset shift that I said I had earlier on. From the first speaker, I can't remember his name, the Igbo guy who was so resilient. The Nest Oil, what's the name of the oil? The oil and gas, yeah. His story was, it's one that's for the books. It taught me that all the things that you're going through right now can only be a stepping stone to the next level if you see it as that. I also learned how he was able to turn situations that were not necessarily palatable for him to good. I learned from him how to be a solution provider, add value at that very point where you are at, and that's how money comes to you. Very important. And the second one is the issue of course, the VUCA economy that we're in, how the use of AI, the conversations around AI, because it's something that really keeps me up at night. In my profession, AI is practically doing the most that it can do, and is really a threat. So for quite a long time, it kept me up at night, sincerely speaking. I'd wake up at night, I'm like, what's the future like for you, Mercy? The next 5 years, the next 10 years? If you want to pivot, what are you going to do? But the conversations from that, in fact, I went on YouTube again, I think I was last week, to go listen to the conversation where we had DDK and other members there, and how I can ensure that I'm able to leverage AI. That thing that nobody is really looking at right now, that they're running away from, how can I plug myself in there so I can become a solution provider and just wait for them in front, okay? Now there's a problem, bring the money, I provide a solution for you. So it's been quite an eye-opening session for me. Even though I worked, I also learned something, and that's a huge benefit that I don't take for granted. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You see why I asked you to talk? Huh? Okay, thank you so much. So one more person. Because of our time, actually we are supposed to do some activities. We are supposed to write down what we learned, you know, group activity, but yeah, we've spent time and we'll know. But I will say this. During our January dinner, we might have to revisit this. We are not looking at it today because of our time. But January dinner, we have to revisit it. So at that dinner, I would expect that we have started implementation of what we learned from the R.I.S.E conference. So one more person, I need one more person to tell us. A male. Yes, now. A male. The house is full of women. No? You have to balance this thing. No?
Okay, it was really a big journey, and we thank God that it went the way it did. Behind the scene, it didn't seem like it was going to be Chief Igwe that would start. But, you know, like they say, all things work together. By the time he started, he ignited something on the inside of people, because the story of grass to grace actually spelt out what people might say is motivation, but it wasn't motivation, because there were indices, there were practical indices that tells how this man rose from, as it were, grass to what? To grace. The way he implemented principles, the vision he had, and the vision he had was not so mighty a vision that would say, okay, I had this kind of, I have a dream kind of thing. But he kept on working at a vision per time. Please let me say a vision per time.
A vision per time.
He kept on, and that would help quite a number of entrepreneurs who would just hear, you have to have a very big vision. You know, he was working at a vision per time, and he kept on meeting it. And some of the things that he also said that brought out in, it amplified a narrative that every setback actually is supposed to take you to a higher point. Because at the time where he lost everything, including the family, he was sent to an apprenticeship school, right? And I think the second speaker, Mr. Olokuti, emphasized the same thing, where there were setbacks. And I think we all agreed at that meeting that a setback is only a normal thing in business. Do we all agree to that? Yeah. Now, the perspective that we have to it is what will tell whether it's our village people or it's ourselves. You understand? So, but when we see it as a setback, it's a learning point for us. And that was a comeback for him. The same thing with Mr. Olokuti. And the same thing with all the panelists. They kept on emphasizing that setback thing. But you see, just to end with this, that we also saw that, like she said, what can you take out time as a business person, a personal time as a business person to reflect? Reflect on before, reflect on now, and what the future will be. Now, when you are able to do that consistently, because the theme of it was R.I.S E, is it not true? Okay. How will you reinvent? How will you innovate? that ability to take that exercise is what will help you, reinvent yourself, what will help you innovate. Because we also agree that inventing does not necessarily mean that you start making fabrics that don't, what is it now? Give me something.
I'm not in train.
Yes, or some fabric that could be transparent and yet opaque at the same time. It would just be something that would make your business move to the next level. But what will help you do that is that time apart. That was what we emphasized. And where we are at, particularly those in Lagos, that time is really key for us. I spent some days off away from Lagos, and I know the difference. I actually know the difference, especially with because where I went to, the only thing you have there is just gardens, greens, trees, and a large accommodation. So the living room is, without exaggerating, is as big as this hall. The living room alone. In fact, when I came back this morning, when my daughter came back and we entered the house, she said, "Daddy, I feel too big. I feel like our house is too small." I feel too, so that time apart it's good for every entrepreneur. And we want to really implore all of us, let's not get into that rat race of, okay, this is the end of the year, and then we'll just enter into the next year. Time will just pass and you wonder where it went to. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pastor Uchi. Thank you. So I want to encourage us. One thing that happened for the conference is that it's on YouTube. Please go back to the YouTube channel. After the 2 days, I went back to I watched the whole thing. I sat there. See, this thing has to stay. And I have to work on it. Please go back to the YouTube channel and watch. And like he said, have a reflection where you're coming from, your present. Yeah, and share it as well. Share, please. Share it. Because no matter what, you might have missed something, maybe a little bit of distraction somewhere. Maybe you came late or something, or you left early. Please go back to the YouTube channel. I promise you, you will learn a lot. Thank you. So, before I step off this stage, we have been sitting down. How many people do you know, Mrs. Kolaole? Yeah, let us meet ourselves. One person to meet 2 or 3 people. 3 people. One person to, yes, in 3 minutes. In 3 minutes. In 3 minutes, let's exercise. You have all met me. Some people are not getting up. I need you to stretch your legs. I need you to stretch your legs. That's the essence of your meeting others. Let me move. 30 seconds more. 20 seconds. 10 seconds. And now let's settle down. Let's come together. Let's settle down. Okay, we have 2 minutes more. Make sure you strike that deal, oh. Yes, make sure you... See, our farmer here, you can strike a deal with her. She will harvest ugu and you will import it. Nobody will know that you are not the farmer. Nobody, let's work with different people. Iyauju is here. You want catering, you can get a job. You don't have to be the cook. Just call Iyauju. Iyauju Shewa. Water is here. And it's Christmas period. Party has finished. We have everything to make the party work here. Oh, I have a deal here. I have a deal. Okay, 2 minutes over. Please, let's settle down. Let's move forward. It's time for serious business. It's time for serious business. So, January 1st is around the corner. January 1st, 2026. And you know what is going to happen? January 1st, 2026. We don't know. So, Mrs. Kolawole, yes now, that tax matter that we have been talking about, it has been knocking on the door. Big bing, it is here now. So, please let's settle down. Please let's settle down. The day is fast spent. Let's settle down, please. And we have been keeping our doctor. Yes, so doctor, please bill us. Bill us. We have the money. You tax us. We have the money. No shaking. No shake. Nobody is afraid of the... Okay. Now, let me introduce Dr. Audu Monday Atagua. Thank you. He's a tax administrator with over a decade experience. He holds esteemed professional certifications, including Fellow of the Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria. Is that you? And Fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. As well as an associate member of the Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers. Currently, he is a senior manager with Federal Inland Revenue Service. Dr. Audu's academic pursuits focus on taxation, accounting, and governance. He is driven by a passion for improvement and excellence, encapsulated in his mantra, believe you can, and you are halfway there. Welcome, Dr. Audu Monday Atadoga. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Good morning, taxpayers. Okay, I am also a taxpayer, so we're in it together. I'm happy to be here. My friend reached out to me that I should come around for today, and I'm so happy to be here because tax means a lot to me. It means a lot to the government, and it means a lot to every one of us here too. Whenever we go for naming ceremonies and child dedication, we are happy because we know that a new taxpayer is born. Uh, so I'm so happy that I'm so happy listening to all the businesses that we have going on here. I'm also sure that the government is very happy too, not because it wants to collect tax, but because businesses is the engine that moves the economy around and gets the country going. So while not attempting to speak for government, today I'm here in my personal capacity, but I work for FIRS, so everything I'm giving out is just from me, yes. Okay, so uh, June June this year, the bill was signed, for the tax reform, which is to commence by January 2026. So, and the actual intention of that bill, can we put on the slide? Oh, okay. Shit, this is my eyes. Okay. Okay, there is one behind here too, Abby. Okay, so I've been asked to speak on navigating Nigerian 2025 tax reform, practical guidance for entrepreneurs and SMEs. Okay, so from everything we heard this morning, it's largely SMEs, okay? And it is said that over 70% of SMEs, or over 70% of businesses in Nigeria, they are SMEs, and they account for over 60% of the money in the economy. But again, most of these businesses are informal, okay? So what the government is trying to do is to look at the revenue at the bottom of the pyramid. It's really, really large, and the government wants to see that everybody pay a little share, okay? So at the end of this session, you participants will be able to identify key highlights and objectives of 2025 tax reform, then recognize how the new regulations affect small and medium-scale businesses, then identify practical steps entrepreneurs like you and me too, okay? Practical steps to take to ensure compliance and understand opportunities for growth and incentives for compliant businesses. Okay, so if you have been on social media, so many people have been saying a whole lot of things about tax. Some appear to even be threats, okay? And some are so scary, and we are wondering, is this the intention of the government? No. At some point, government came out to look for maybe social media influencers that will be talking about tax. Government actually wanted people that will say it as it is, okay? But a lot of people are out there and giving out information that is largely not correct. Yes. So there is nothing scary about 2026. There's nothing to be scared of. about January 2026, nobody is going to be worse off. So that's the first statement I want to make this morning. Nobody is going to be worse off in January. And it's not like the government, if there is anything, people are going to be better off. Okay, so let's start from the intention of the act. Can we go back to the slide? Okay, so January 2026. So what are the 4 new acts? The first one is the NTA, the Nigerian Tax Act, then the Nigerian Tax Administration Act, the Nigerian Revenue Establishment Act, and the Joint Revenue Board Act. So what has happened is that we have so many taxes, okay? And if you even ask even some tax administrators, we may not know all the taxes that we have in Nigeria. Okay, we have bicycle tax, wheelbarrow tax. So in a bid to harmonize what we have, there was a need for this reform. Okay, I may have to move close, please, pardon me. So, background, why was there yearning for a reform? Okay, so multiple taxes, multiple tax collecting agencies. So Lagos State is collecting, NIMASA is collecting, FIRS is after you. You know, even touts, they are also collecting. So there was a need to harmonize. Okay, so there are complex tax rules, heavy compliance burden, skewed tax incentive regime, inefficient tax refund system. We're going to be looking at all of this as quickly as possible. So there was a need for a tax reform. Let's go to the next slide. And government too was actually losing out a lot of money, okay, because it appeared like only a few persons were paying. So those who were paying were the ones that were paying. So there are people doing so much business and not paying anything. Okay, so it was a way to bring everybody into the tax net and just pay as little as possible. Okay, so evolution of tax reform in Nigeria, pre-independence, 1903, there was stamp duty order. Can you imagine that this 1903 stamp duty order has not been reviewed till now? So we have stamp duties as small as 5 kobo in our tax, in the constitution and in the tax law. So it wasn't making sense. Okay, so direct taxation ordinance 1940, petroleum profit tax 1959. Okay, so the last time we had something was 2007, where FIRS was granted staffing and funding autonomy. And now we are, okay, VAT was 1993, and now we are having a comprehensive tax reform. It's been long overdue. Next slide, please. Okay, so what are the objectives? Improve the business environment. Okay, ease of doing business, making things easier. Increase revenue generation. This is the one everybody is focusing on, that government wants to kill us. So that's not the main thing. Then introduce fiscalization and technology in VAT collection. So this is another new aspect that Nigeria is trying to, bring on board. So expand the tax base while protecting small business. This is important, small taxpayers. This is important to government. Government wants to protect small taxpayers. So why will people be shouting on social media that January is coming? January is not coming, winter is not coming, all right? Then simplify compliance and encourage voluntary payment. Modernization of the entire tax system, tax law legislation will be strengthened. So let's move to the next one. Okay, so these are some of the taxes before that were harmonized into NTA, which is Nigerian Tax Act, and Nigerian Tax Administration Act. Okay, then PIT, which was the personal income tax, and was managed by the Joint Tax Board, is now being managed by the Joint Revenue Board under the Joint Revenue Board Establishment Act. Then Federal Inland Revenue Establishment Act is now moving to Nigerian Revenue Service Establishment Act. So what has happened is that before now, or as at now, what we have is FIRS, Federal Inland Revenue Service. So one of those important things that's going to be happening from January is that the name is changed to Nigerian Revenue Service. Yes, in Ghana we have Ghana Revenue Service, we have Kenya Revenue Service. So only Nigeria is doing Federal Inland Revenue. But when you do federal, it means it covers only the federal government, which is the government at the center. So we want it to cover the entire Nigeria. So there's a conflict in that name. Federal is covering the entire Nigeria. Meanwhile, there are other aspects, other subnational government that it should cover. So there was a need to amend that name. Next slide, please. So, okay, what are the key changes? So, individual income tax, which has been operated under the PIT. So, let's go to the next slide. Okay, so this is the old table for calculating payee. If you work for someone or you have people working for you, you are supposed to make a deduction, from their salaries and remit to government. So before now, there's annual income and there's a tax rate. Before now, it has been up to 31st December, the bracket is 7% to 24%. But the way it was calculated was that your first 300,000 will be charged at 7%. The next one, 11%. The next one, 1,621%. And if you earn above 3.2 million, it will be 24%. So the tax at that point was usually, everybody will pay maybe between 18 and 24%, right? So now, what has happened in the personal income tax from January? The first 800,000 is now going to be at 0%. So which is exemption for people paying, for individual taxpayers. So now, if you are being granted 800,000 at 0%, so how can you be worse off? So we have tried to do a simulation by putting in our income into the tax table rate. And we realize that I am going to be paying less tax as an employee of the government. So as a business person, your employee are also going to pay less tax. Then you as a business person, because you're also supposed to be paying personal income tax, you are going to pay less. All right? So there is no need for fear of what is coming in January. Let's move to the next slide. Okay, so corporate income tax. I'm trying to run a bit so that we can cover. I have as much as 32 slides. Yes, but we are going to, I know I was over-preparing because, because I work with a large tax office, which is 5 billion naira and above. So I was looking at us that way, and I think some of us are here like that. Or we will soon be there in Jesus' name. Okay, so, yes, so we are fine, but we are going to manage and so that we can ask questions. Okay, so for corporate income tax, small companies are now exempt from corporate income tax. What are small companies? Small companies till 31st of December are companies whose revenue is 25 million naira and below. That's a small company. So if you do 25 million naira in a year, you are exempt from paying companies' income tax. But from January, government has moved it up to 100 million. So if your turnover is 100 million and below, you will not pay tax. So how is that going to be a problem? Okay, so it's not as scary as social media people are making it sound. So, so we have 2 tax rates. Okay, I can be moving it myself. Let me move and see. Okay, it's working. Okay, so we have 2 tax rates. We have the 0% and the 30%. So the 0% is for small businesses, while the 30% is for other businesses. That's the way the tax law put it, other businesses. But of course, many other, yes, other people will say for large businesses, but the law say other businesses. So if you are doing 100 million, you don't even need to worry about tax. So all you have to do is you file. You continue to file.
But you must file.
Yes, you must file because there is penalty for not filing. So that's all that is required. So when you file, you can even show the profits that you have made. And you now say, profits, 10 million naira, tax, 0%. 10 million times 0 is equal to 0. And you are good. So this is the intention of government. And that is the actual intention of the Reform Act. So I don't see where the problem is coming from. Now, let me address some of the issues before I continue of bank accounts. The law requires that every taxpayer should have a tax identification number. And that is not an issue. That is not even difficult. Because as you are, you may already have an identification number without knowing. Because once you have a BVN or NIN, all your information is available to government. So you go to the Joint Tax Board website, you put it in, you generate, a tax identification number, which is not a difficult thing. And also, it's not like government will go into your account and now go and start debiting you. No. Government is not after small businesses. The focus on government is let those who earn more pay more. Let the big brothers take care of those that are upcoming. All right? So when those that are upcoming become established, then they begin to pay taxes to government. So they okay, so we have situation where people are now saying, okay, I'm going to move from limited liability company back to... No, it's not necessary. You don't have to do that because there's something about limited liability company. I know it's not part of the tax I'm supposed to be talking about. It helps you have a structure. When you are going to scale and you go to a bank, they want to see, have you been keeping proper records? Most, what we call them, personal business, business name, they don't do that, okay? But limited liability companies, you do that, and it's good for you. It's good for growth. You are not going to be managing your business forever. No, sometimes you want to step out and you let the business run without you. Okay, so that is good for you. So one of the things I missed out here is that for small business, 100 million and assets not exceeding 250 million. So, but once your asset is more than 250, you are now a big business. Okay, so these 2 requirements must be met for you to continue to exist as a small business. Okay, what else happened? Tax ombudsman. So it's like a reconciliation or a settlement committee. So before going to court, if you have disagreement with tax authority, you meet with them and you resolve without going to court. So this is one of the new things that happened. Okay, there's increase in penalty for non-compliance. Late filing attracts 100,000 in the first month and 50,000 for every other month that you refuse to file. So you see why it is important to file. Before, I think it was 20,000, and every other month is 5,000. But even at that, people are not filing, and people are not paying anything. So maybe the day you now decide to file, then it will start. But again, one good thing with the tax law is that it does not go back, it does not in retrospect. So it continues from the day the law takes effect. So I'm sure that if you go to file from January, nobody will want to say, let's look back and see what happened in 2010. All right? What happened? Okay. So there is now global minimum tax, which we call effective tax rate. So before now, government has been taxing capital, and people have been crying. So if you declare a loss that this year, as a taxpayer, I made a loss of 100 million, for example, government will say, okay, you pay minimum tax, section 33. Pay minimum tax, pay something, which is 0.5%, okay, of your gross turnover. So everything you sold that year, all your revenue, 0.5%. So now, government said, you will no longer, that is no longer in the law. So the only people that will now pay minimum tax are people who are earning in revenue 50 billion turnover. 50 billion. So you can see that this tax reform has done a lot for small businesses. Okay? So 50 billion in turnover, or 750 million euros, according to OECD standard. All right? So they are to pay effective minimum tax rate, 15% of the profit of the company. So what they are saying is, if they make payment of taxes and it's less than 15% of their profit, okay, before tax, then we have to compare and they will pay up the difference. So you see the issue of Big Brother taking care of upcoming young ones. So government is now focused on trying to destroy small businesses. Okay, so what's the next thing? 5 million fine for contracting unregistered parties. So what that means is that if you are a business person, you are sending out, you are going to apply for a job or for a contract, and you don't have a tax ID, which is not a hard thing to get, it's actually free to get, and you are giving that contract. Whoever gave you that contract will pay a fine of 5 million. So you see that people will not be giving you, yes, contract if you don't have a tax ID. It's not even hard to, you just, there's a tax office here. You just go there, you pick up a tax ID, or you can, JTB websites, you just log in, you get one. So it's not difficult. And why do people don't pay? It's never working. Okay. I also believe that what is happening now is probably because of the transition. So the transition period between now and January, a lot of people are scared, everybody is bombarding it. And I'm sure that will also send a message that whatever server that is being put up needs to be looked at so that it can accommodate the pressure that will be coming. Yes. So you will see everybody will be careful to give you business if you don't have a tax ID. Okay, so, and why are people afraid of not getting tax ID? I think largely because they feel government is going to tax your revenue. Government is not taxing your revenue. Government tax profit. So I made 100 naira. I'm a big business, so remember, if my turnover was 100 million, I'm taking away all my profit. But if I'm a big business and I make 100 million, government is saying, okay, I'm taking 30%. Okay, so but that has been profit. So, and even hold on. And this 100 million profit, you have been allowed to pay your employees, pay your transport, pay everything payable, all allowable expenses. Now you now say, okay, Because government has provided enabling environments. Government has provided security, road, road infrastructure, hospitals. You know you can sleep at night with your eyes closed. But again, it's the big brothers that are doing most of these things. Okay? So, is that profit they are asking them, just pay something? Okay? And that's the money that state governors are collecting at the end of the month. They go for FAC and they share the money so that they can pay salary. So you see the distribution, the way everything is going. Okay? So once that money is not coming, there'll be issues. Okay, so that's on a lighter note. Okay, information to be delivered by bankers, individual cumulative of 25 million. So banks are expected to now, as an individual, if you have transaction going to your account for 25 million in a month, they are expected to report. It's not like they are reporting you to arrest you, but it's just to notify. You know the way they say it in school, you are advised to withdraw for those that fail. So they are just notifying the revenue. And for businesses, 100 million. I mean for corporate organization, 100 million. Though personally, I still feel that is even quite small. But again, no, that's not tax. It's just the transaction. I feel maybe you should do like 500 before they should let FIRS know. But again, that's the provision. The government wants to know what people are doing. Okay? No, government is open. Government is transparent. Okay, good. Thank you. All right. Okay. What are other changes in corporate income tax? Digital virtual asset gains. So profits from virtual asset transactions are now part of accessible income. What are those virtual? People doing online businesses. Yes, you are doing crypto. You have not been paying before, but you know there's a lot of money in those online, so they should pay. You know, Netflix, the Starlink. So all of those people are going to be paying to government. Okay, so another new thing is there's the economic development incentive or tax incentive, which is 5% tax credit on qualifying capital expenditure for 5 years. So there are sectors we call priority sectors. Okay, so this tax credit is given to them to enjoy for 5 years. Okay, so there are other provisions for that, for you to qualify, you know, to take advantage of that. So chargeable gains is now being moved from 10% to 30%. Okay, so before capital gain tax, if you buy an asset, you sell it, you make a gain, you are charged 10%, but now all of that has been collapsed into 30%, which is a standard practice, you know, in other climes. Okay. Okay, we talked about cryptocurrencies. So, but again, sales proceed below 150 million in a 12-month period, and with gains that is less than 10 million is exempt from tax. So, you know, if everything you sold is not up to 150, nobody is going to tax you. And if the gain you have made is not up to 10 million, you will not pay any tax. Okay. So those provisions are for big brothers. All right. So VAT. VAT is actually is a consumption tax. It's 7.5%. So if you don't want to pay, don't consume. So it's actually indirect. Okay? But there are very good provisions for VAT. So businesses can now claim input VAT. Once I have 10 minutes left, let me know, please. Businesses can now claim impute VAT on a broader base, not just on goods, but on services and fixed assets. So what the law is saying is that before now, if I render a service, cleaning is a service. I heard some people say they are cleaning. Cleaning is a service. If you render a cleaning service, at the point you are buying your material, for example, you are charged VAT. Now, as a cleaning business before now, you cannot use that VAT as input. Okay, but now, services are now included in what you can use to enjoy input. Okay, even if you buy assets, you can claim the VAT on it as input. So this is, before it was just goods, but now services and fixed assets are included. Okay, input VAT claim must be made within 5 years of when the VAT was incurred. Let's take note of this. You have input VAT. After 5 years, you cannot come back. So 5 years. So it's like it's a credit that you can utilize of when the VAT was incurred. However, note that VAT not paid at the port on imported goods and assets will not qualify for input claim. When you are bringing in machinery from abroad, or you are even bringing in a vehicle, you pay VAT. So when you see that custom receipt, though I think FIRS will be collecting all those monies now. So when you see that receipt, there's a VAT portion. So what they are saying is you can use it as a credit. But if you fail to pay, and by failing to pay, it means that you do not have evidence, which is where record keeping is very important. For every transaction, you have a file. You are keeping, you bought motor vehicle, you are keeping the receipt. You are keeping everything, okay? Now you can scan and keep on your system in case you say, okay, what I bought, fire has burnt everything, all of my receipt I don't have. At that point, the service is going to charge you based on what they feel, yes, discretionary, what they feel is right for you to pay. Okay? Where are we? So there's also a significant expanded list of zero-rated goods and services. So basic food, educational materials, medical products, electricity, tuition, exported goods, they are all what? They are now zero-rated, items. VAT self-charge, which is accounted, must be remitted on or before 14 days immediately following the month of transaction. So if you self-charge yourself, you are supposed to remit to government. Okay? What that means is that you went to make a purchase, somebody was supposed to charge you VAT. He didn't charge. But because you are a big business, you are expected to self-charge, and you remit it within 14 days. If not, there will be penalties. So VAT refund must be made within 12 months. Valid request to be refunded within 30 days after audit. So, we have talked about input. So I have bought materials, I was charged VAT. Government is saying you can claim that you'll be refunded. Before, it used to be 90 days, but it's now 30 days. You see what the reform has done? It's now 30 days. And these 30 days will be after an audit. So if you come and say, I want refund, the FIRS or NRS from January will say, okay, let's go and check your books that you are not owing any money before we give you your refund. Okay, and I think it's fair, right? So that we'll not rush and give you money. Then we'll now realize you are owing. Okay? So then false VAT refund claims. Before now, a lot of people have not been asking for refund. But from next year, people are going to ask for reform. And it will lead to false claim. So if you go to the abroad, you see that people actually claim these false refunds. Okay? So it comes with heavy penalties. First of all, repayment, 100%. Then 100% penalty. Okay? Then interest at prevailing market rate. So the reform has revised VAT revenue sharing formula. Okay? I don't know whether we should spend time on this one. But I think we should move. So between the federal, the state, and the local government. So federal government is now having only a little portion, while the state and local government are having so much to share. And that's where the issue of some states that are still collecting consumption tax or sales tax are going to drop it at the end of the day, because they are being given large portion of the VAT collected. Okay. So e-invoicing, which is what we call VAT fiscalization system. So FRS is going to deploy a system where if you make a VATable transaction or purchases, for example, it becomes visible to the FRS or to the NRS, as the case may be. It becomes visible so that even when you want to claim input VAT, it can easily be reviewed. Okay, so it's expected that every taxpayer, okay, should register to deploy this e-invoicing fiscalization system. Now, it's not difficult. We're at a session yesterday where people were saying, what of those of us that don't have an ERP or an organized accounting software? The solution was that the vendors to the government or to the NRS are going to, if you register with them, they will just send you like a link where you register with your own, what's it called now? They'll give you a user ID and password. Okay, so it will be personal to you. You can, as you are doing the transaction, you upload your documents, which makes it easy for verification. Okay? And you will pay them, you will pay the vendors for the service, but it is an allowable expenses, okay, which means allowable deduction from your business before you arrive at your profit. I think government is trying. All right, so non-resident suppliers, in case you leave the country and you are still supplying to your customers here, you are required to register for VAT in Nigeria. Then excess input VAT, that is when input is more than output, can be refunded. We've talked about that one. Okay, so let's move on. So what are exemption and reliefs? I'm sure most of us saw this earlier. You will see 50 exemptions, 50 of them. Okay, so I'm going to just jump through them. So if you receive a gift, it's exempted. So that's number 4. Okay. Allowable deduction, NHF, National Housing Fund contribution is allowed. Okay. Life insurance premium is allowable expenses. Okay. Rent, up to 20% of annual income, or 500,000. So whichever one is lower. Then pension contribution. Okay. Capital gains tax, personal effect up to 5 million. I think that should be 15 million. Okay. Sale of owner-occupied house. If you sell your residential house, is exempted, so there will be no chargeable gain on that. Then sale of up to 2 private vehicles per year. You have so many cars, you decide to sell 2 of them. It's also so you are not paying paying tax on the gain. Then we have talked about gains on shares below 150 million. So you are in the stock market, you sell shares less than 150. then reinvested gains. Okay, so which means you gain, remember we say if you gain up to 10 million, you are going to pay tax on it. But if you even reinvest it, you won't pay. If you use it to buy another shares, you will not pay. Okay, pension fund, then charities, religious institutions, churches, mosque, they are not to pay. But we'll have a discussion on that towards the end. Okay. They are not supposed to pay tax. But what of the pastors' salaries? Should they pay tax on it? Sorry? No, I'm talking about the ones that collect. Pastors and imam. It's employment, right? So they are supposed to pay. But again, remember that the first 800,000 is going to be what? Is taxed as 0. No, it's per annum. It's per annum. Yes, it's actually to reflect minimum wage. So eligible startups are exempted. So the law defines eligible startups. Okay. Compensation relief, 50% of deduction for salary increases and wages. So, and for agriculture, if you are into agric, 5 years tax holiday for agric business, 5 years. So, knowledge is power. Yes. So we have talked about small businesses being 0 tax. Then there's what we call development levy. Before we have things like police trust fund levy, okay, and some small taxes. They were all put together, and is now called 5 minutes. Okay, it's now called development levy. Okay, and it's 4%. But small companies will not pay. So small companies, 100 million turnover, will not pay. Okay, so let's move on. Education, pharmaceutical, small companies, transport, basic food items, they are all 0. Okay? So, baby products, sanitary products. So, my question is, are children's products vatable? Yes, so baby products, children's products, they are not vatable. So if you are selling all those diapers, what of adults diaper? Is it vatable? Okay, it's not vatable because it's now a medical product. So it qualifies for medical. We see the... So what of water? It's food. But when the water is sold by caterers, similar sparkling or flavored water, what happens? VAT comes in. Okay. Let's move on. Okay, what are your rights? Right to information and education, which is what I'm doing. All right. And FIRS has its presence on social media, on all social media. Okay, how many of us are following FIRS? Every time I've done this experiment, it's just 1 or 2 persons. So people are not following. Because if you follow, there's a lot of information. FIRS is giving a countdown till January. And it's saying a whole lot of things. But people will not follow. People prefer to read influencers. Okay? By the end, you will see the number of people. On Instagram, both Instagram and Twitter, or X, 100,000 people. We have how many people in this country? 100,000, but if it's somebody like Pella now, you have millions, okay? So fair assessment, right to appeal, right to refund, responsibility. You must pay your taxes, keep correct records, okay? Annual return deadline, 6 months after your accounting year end. Your accounting year end is usually when? Most companies will do 31st December, so accounting year end will be, 31st December, then by June, you should have filed. Okay? If not, those penalties will be waiting. But for VAT and withholding, it's the 21st day of the month after the transaction month. So if you do transaction for January, by 21st of February, you should file your returns for VAT and withholding. If not, there will be penalties. So these are offenses and penalties. Let me just read. Now, FRS want to deploy the VAT fiscalization. If you failure to grant access for the deployment of such technology, you pay administrative penalty of 1 million for the first day of default and 10,000 for subsequent days. Okay, failure to deduct withholding, administrative penalty 40%. Okay, so these penalties, I've left it here. We are going to read it up. They are not difficult. They are not something you even want to do, all right? So these are all the penalties. Look at them. So in conclusion, the Nigerian Tax Act is aimed to create simpler, fairer, more inclusive tax system that works towards shared prosperity. Okay, remember, we are not just a taxpayer, we are contributing to a better Nigeria. Thank you for listening. Thank you. God bless you. Yeah.
Please, a round of applause for him. A round of applause for him. Please. All right. I know it's those that were paying attention that will ask questions. And like he said, after this class, it's not that you go and listen to social media influencer and allow your blood pressure to go up. Okay, so a round of applause once again for him, Dr. Alden. By the way, he's my very good friend. We've been friends for perhaps over 30 years. And I don't take this actually for granted. I've put it on our group. That's it. And they're all hailing him. All right, so we have questions. You have questions? Okay. So, please put up your hand. Okay, so, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7. Please, okay. Because they're going to be 6 or... six
questions.
So you can just sit. Okay.
Okay, so if your question has been asked, no need to repeat it.
All right. In fact, they have please come, number 1. Can you just come? Please. Okay. Where's the second mic? There's a second mic there. Not that one. No, don't worry. No. Don't worry.
Thank you, sir, for that eye-opening and educative section. My first question is, if I am taxed in like Abuja, like Federal Inland, must I still do states? Like when you do FIRS, you still now do IRS. That's one. Then two, if I, like you said, if I sell a property for...
Esther, please, can you note the questions?
If I sell a property for, say, 400 million, like my personal property, would I still need to pay VAT on tax on that property? And what point am I supposed to chart it for VAT output or input?
Thank you very much. Do you want to take all the questions? Or
Let me take it. There are some I may not answer. Okay, so Nigeria operates. Okay, we have the NRS or and the state IRS, the Federal Inland Revenue for today, which deals with corporate income tax. The SRS or the IRS, the state IRS, they've been empowered to collect personal income tax. That's employee taxes. Okay, so you don't pay personal income tax to FIRS. Before Abuja IRS was established, FIRS was collecting on their behalf. But now that they are there, they've transferred that to, okay.
Should be like, since I'm paying in Lagos, like I stay in Lagos, I stay basically in Lagos, and I pay IRS. I'll go to Abuja, they want me to pay IRS. I go to Ogun State, they want me to pay IRS.
Now, so there's a residency rule. So where you spend, in a year, where you spend 183 days, that's where you pay your tax. Okay, so that's, if you have done up to 50% of the entire time of the year, that's where you pay, because tax is on residency rule. Does that answer the question? Okay, that's not what, so, but you should,
You know, he said now
yes.
that some people don't know their rights.
Yes.
So you're speaking now from your rights.
Like I said, I didn't use up to like, I didn't even use 1 month in Ogun State, and I was forced to pay tax for like 5 days.
Okay, they came over to your place.
Yes.
And what kind of tax were they?
I do industrial cleaning and fumigation. So I was cleaning International Bureau at the moment. So I did a month. So they came and they were like, since I'm working in Ogun State, and I told them I have Lagos personal income tax. That why would I be staying in Lagos, working in Ogun State? I had to pay from the past 5 years from nowhere, and they collected the money free and fair.
It was free, but it wasn't fair.
It's free and fair. They collected. No, it was free, it wasn't fair. Oh, it wasn't fair for me, yes.
Okay, so again, one of the things I didn't mention is, they need to also work with a tax consultant. Okay, somebody that can also always interface with them most times, because when you go to them most times and you are not very much knowledgeable, they can actually put the pressure on you to take the money. Okay.
Answer.
Yes, your auditor can do that
so
for
I
you.
need to speak to my auditor to go face them.
Yes, to face them.
I say thank you, sir. Very, very noted.
Yes, because it is not a good thing because it leads to double taxation. For example, you pay tax on this same income to Ogun State, then you pay again to Lagos State. That will not be fair. Okay, if Lagos has collected on it, Ogun should not take it. If Ogun has taken it, Lagos should not take it. Okay. Then on the property, you are talking about VAT. Is there VAT on property? Personal property? No. No. There's no VAT.
That's
all right.
residential property.
Residential property. Yes.
It's been on actually since.
Okay, next question.
Okay, my question is, I learned that agricultural sectors are not to be taxed. Okay, now.
First 5 years.
Okay, first 5 years. Like now, from January, I will start counting from January or the previous. Okay.
From the day you commence business, do you have a company account?
No, we are not using the company. Okay.
Do
so the first
you
is,
receive money into the company account with the bank?
No.
Okay, so the day you commence business, when did you commence business?
We actually registered the business this year.
So it's a new business. So you have 5 years agri business not to pay. Okay. All right, but you should be filing. Okay. You should be filing. So
like 500 million and all that.
They should not pay. But if your business remains less than 100 million for 10 years, you are not even going to pay anything.
Okay.
All right.
But we have to register. We have to be using the.
You have to file.
Name.
Yes, you have to file.
Use your business, use your account.
Because government wants to know when you start making that big money and when it's over 5 years.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank you, ma'am.
So,
Also, it's very deep.
okay, so let me start with this. You said year end. When is year end for schools, educational institutions? When is year end? Is it January to December?
It is the business that will determine its own year end.
Okay.
Some people can use 31st March, some people can use 30th September, some people can use 31st December.
Okay.
Okay, use August. Okay, so that's fine.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So water is not vatable, but when I buy my materials, I pay VAT. I pay VAT for carbs. I pay
Okay, you pay VAT for
the companies,
for
the
materials.
carbs, the performs, the labels. I pay VAT. So what happens?
The label is not water now. The label is not water. So, but just as we have said, you can actually claim the inputs on those as credit. You know, when you sell, do you put VAT?
No.
If you put VAT, nobody will buy it. Okay, so, but again, that has been going into part of your costs now.
Yeah, in a way.
Not in a way. You have been calculating it as part of your cost.
So if it's not there, it makes sense. Do you understand? Yes. Yes, it reduces the profitability.
Oh, I see. I see what you are saying.
Yeah. Yes.
So for now, you can apply for refund.
Okay, for past years?
Yes, if you have the records.
Really?
And they will come for audits.
Okay, so for my own audit?
Yes.
Okay, that's not a problem.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Good.
Yes, I need to collect that money. Okay, so I needed to do something with Ogun State, and I was asked for development fees.
The development fees is not the one I just talked about.
I know.
Because that one has not taken off yet.
It has not taken off.
Yet. I mean, the development fee I mentioned has not taken off yet.
Okay, so now, they asked for 3 years tax for a business that is just starting.
Okay, so you have to tell them that the business is just...
They don't want to know. They know I want to register. They don't want to know.
That the business is just starting. Okay, so you have to tell them that the business is... You know, for the states, it's like a template for them. If you want to go for C of O, for example, what they are saying is that show us your tax clearance certificate. Okay, if you are registering a land, for example, where is your tax clearance certificate? You should be a taxpayer, and most people don't have. Did you present any form of tax clearance certificate?
No, they said it has to be for Ogun State.
Okay, the one you have is for
Lagos State.
Okay, so since
they're asking for
Ogun State.
They say Lagos is Lagos, Ogun is Ogun.
Exact.
But since you are taking the business to that place, they will still continue to ask. 5 years, no, there should be, it's 3 years, they should be there. So that's the need for, at least you do 3 years. And if you have your auditor, the auditor also is going to, the amount will not be as much as, because most of these things they are going to say will be on assumption. Yes. So, but your auditor will be able to, maybe they will look at your bank statement, all you have done for the immediate past 3 years. Yes.
Can we sue Inland Revenue?
No, you can sue them, but you have the money for the court case. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, then this JTP, how does it work? So one of the businesses as well, I put the address to be Ogun State. So the thing that was generated now caused an issue. When I wanted to open an account, they were like something, except I changed the address to Lagos State.
Okay, so we have situation where I'm in Lagos, I register my business here, then I'm going to maybe Ogun State now, and I go to a tax office in Ogun State, and so they will start telling you this thing was not, or this is not the business address. So if you want to get TIN from here, you have to write a letter that, okay, you have moved your business to Ogun State. I don't know if it's
Why
that kind of
should you be?
situation.
But this is a situation whereby I used my house address, so I live at the border. I live on the border of Lagos and Ogun. You understand? So I used my house address and it carried Ogun.
Okay.
So, and I can operate anywhere. My businesses are actually, where are they, Seth? In between.
Okay.
So now, and the thing that was given, like, when I wanted, it was like, I know it's not working, something. So I had to go back to Ogun State.
The only way it may not work is it should work. Though there is something, okay, there's something they are doing now about thing, is it confirmation? No, there's a word for it. I'm trying to remember. If a thing is generated for you, you have to go back. Or if you generate by yourself, you have to go back to the tax office. Validation. Yes, they call it validation. Because when you go to CAC and you register a company, usually they will generate, yes, they will generate it. But FIRS wants you to validate those things now. I think it's a new thing. So you can just go back to the tax office and validate.
Okay, thank
it's
you
just
so
a few
much, sir.
minutes thing. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
All right, let me just read one. Who else?
Yes, I want to read the online question from YouTube. I hope I get it right. If I didn't get it right, still send it again. This person is saying that they have a parcel of land that they use for agriculture, but it's cash crops. Cash crops.
Exporter.
Exports, that presumably, that when they sell the land, will they pay taxes?
Well, number one, it depends on how much the land is sold.
Okay.
It depends on the amount. Okay. So, if it's a personal land, I don't think there should be tax on it.
Okay.
Yes.
So I hope you got the answer. If it's a personal land,
if it's a personal
according
land,
to the act, you will pay.
because the issue is the business activity is not the land; it's actually the cash crops on it. That is the business act. That's the land is not the ordinary course of business.
But if the land is owned by a company,
okay, and there will be no tax on it.
Okay.
There will
so
be
it's
no
not
tax
an
on it.
inflow that
It's
that
not.
is taxable.
It's not a normal inflow.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Right. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
I want to ask a very simple question. If I'm a taxpayer and I'm paying my tax accurately, will the bank still charge me VAT and in my income?
Banks.
No, banks may charge you VAT on those
Services.
services. Okay, just services. Maybe if they send you an SMS and all those things, there may just be small, tiny VAT on it. So, or on those transaction alerts. Okay, so that one is part of their own income. Yes. And that VAT too, they remit it to government. So.
Somebody said that there's a bank that can even charge you for crossing in front of their bank.
There's no bank like that. Okay.
Yes, thank you so much, sir, for taking your time to teach us. My first question is, the new bank regulation that is going to start next year that has to do with daily limits, weekly limits, and the likes, do they have anything to do with the tax regulation? And the second question is, do we have bodies put in place that will actually monitor these tax regulations? Because I was working for a company and we're being from our salary, they take out our tax. But then there was a funny thing going on every month where they have to remit the money. Our accountant will do something, and then they don't pay the money. So when these tax people come, they will bribe them, and then they will come back again, and then it just goes on and on. So I want to know if the government is doing something to have bodies that are trusted, that our tax are being paid, and they are used for the purpose which they are being collected for.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Purpose on the line. Okay, so the daily limit by the banks, the banks have their own regulations. Okay, so on how they carry out their businesses. So it doesn't have to do with the new tax laws. No. So they have their own regulations. Then on remitting of your taxes. Okay, so there are channels, there are unions you can actually report to that our monies are being deducted and are not being remitted. And if you feel also that the union too have been bribed, you can actually speak with, if you work in Lagos State, you can speak to the IRS, Lagos State Internal Revenue, and they will come there, okay? You do it anonymously, and nobody will know. They will come there and ask to see what they are remitting for staff. So I think that will sort it.
So is there any reward for whistleblowing?
There's some agencies actually have reward. Okay.
All right.
They will give you a handshake among others.
For being a good citizen. They'll probably make you OON. All right, so let's hear you.
Thank you very much. That was a very important question because it was a place I worked for 5 years. 5 good years. There was no tax to my name, so it's very important. Thank you for that. So, yes. Actually, it took colossal loss. I had nowhere to go to, actually, so I just, let sleeping dogs lie. So I want to get clarification on if the business, a small business, maybe a business you just registered would need its own tin, or it is going to be attached to the
Can you take it again, please?
tin. So I want some clarification as regards the tin. So I just registered a business maybe yesterday or last week. Do I need to also get a tin specifically for that business, or is it going to be attached to my personal tin? That's one. Two, as regards the tax ID you spoke about and the repercussions for handling businesses that are not necessarily tax compliant, do I have to ask, can I get your tax ID or something, just so I don't go against the grain of the law? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question. Now, for the first question, every business is separate. So it's seen as a separate entity. So they should have their own tax identification number. So you will get a new TIN for it. Okay, then if someone comes to you, you have the right to ask, okay, can I see, in fact, from their application, you should be able to, it should be there, their tax ID should be on it. And if it's not there, you don't do business with them. If not, you may be running
5 million.
5 million only.
Only. All right, so are you done? You have a question? Okay, before you ask your question, we have quite a number, and he needs to run.
I need to run.
He actually run. So I'll just run through these ones. Yes, and we need to finish. I'll run through these ones here now. He has answered some, but this one is, kindly enlighten a business owner who has been registered for about 9 years, registered a business, but has never filed. What can that person do now?
Okay, so from this question, the person has been in business, the person has been making money, so the person should start by filing. Yes. The person should start by filing. He starts by filing, file, then the law the law will likely show a human face to that person, so may pay some penalties, yes. But you should start filing.
Yeah.
Because it's better late than never.
Okay, so still some questions here. You said some exempt, what's it called now? Expenses. I saw electricity there. No VAT on electricity. But that's from next year, right? Okay, because existing now. Then secondly, the tax implementation, I got a few whispers while you were giving that. There are businesses that are under 100 million naira revenue. Are we together? 100 million naira revenue will not be taxed. So what is now going to be, as it were, the implication for a business that is maybe 105 million? So that tax, will it be applicable to 105 or the 5 million on top of the 100? Did you get the question? Yes.
What do you think? Yeah, you have moved to 30% now. You have moved to 30%. But again, remember that this business, you are going to have expenses, allowable deductions. So the tax on it, at the time you remove the expenses, you realize it's even small, like really small. But you will feel good that you are part of those paying taxes in Nigeria. Right? Yes.
Okay. So I wanted to clarify that. Then the next one here is the applicable expenses deductible. There's a word you used for it. Allowable expense. Yes. Allowable expense. Especially when you came to NGO and church and mosques and the likes. And then applying it to a business. So let's say, from this questioner is now saying, let's say a business is running now and they are giving to church, quote unquote, let's say tithes, or as it were, or some donation to the church. Is it an allowable expense? Some people will say, okay, I'm running a business now, and my business gives charity, or it even says, okay, you can, yes, or any CSR, or I'm giving to the church and all that. Is it an allowable expense, and to what extent is that?
Okay, so there is a list of allowable donations. Okay,
allowable donations.
Yes, there's allowable donations. So, but we didn't look at that today. So I may have to get back on that. Charitable giving is allowed, but there is, for example, when there was COVID, okay, those that gave to COVID, though COVID was not part of allowable expenses because it didn't exist. So government needed to release a circular to accommodate that. Okay, so some donations are actually allowed, while some are not allowed. So I may share with you that maybe sometime soon.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Has it been worth your while? Sincerely. Say, please. Conversations. Okay. So, okay. All right. So, it's been a good time, good conversation. I saw some people really nodding their head that, okay, so this thing is not going to catch me after all. Even those online really want to appreciate you. That questions came from online, really want to appreciate you. Please keep the questions coming. I'll still send to him, and drop your email address. Please drop your email address. I'll get the questions and send the answers back to you. So that's how we can make up for the time. Keep the questions coming. Drop your email address. We'll get the answers and revert to you. At this juncture, I want to call my CRO and the founder of Mrdc, Pastor Mrs. Modika Oyekunle. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Please, let's put our hands together for Doctor and the entire team. You know, whether we like it or not,
I say to people, you know, one of the critical things that we need to do as businesses is to be civil. And what does that mean? Everything you have to do about the tax, make sure you do it. And then get a consultant, get an auditor. Yeah, you don't, right now there's no, we will share contact with you of, you know, Mrdc auditor and other, you know, accounts people that can help you so that you can talk to them and they can help you. I remember that when we audited, you know, the account of church, of school, and Mrdc, we had not audited another business account. And that other business account actually was the business. You know, in all your businesses, you have some cash cow. And by the time we were about to file, and they told us what we wanted, what we had to pay, we looked at ourselves and said, you know what, we just have to do the needful. So I've heard some people say, some very micro businesses saying that, I was told when they wanted to access a loan of 500,000 naira from LSCTF, and they said it is ridiculous for LSCTF to be asking them to pay 150,000 naira. And I laughed. And they have not paid though. And I laughed and I said to them, I'm so certain that LSCTF actually looked at backwards. You know, they've never filed. And that's why they have to pay that money. And the person is saying that, how can I pay that to be able to access a loan of 500,000? A loan of 500,000 that you pay small money for, you know. And I said, and I think, I like the way, you know, everybody responded to that lady that on the platform of our SYB, Start Your Business. You are not ready for business. You are actually not ready for business. When you are ready, instead of you to go and meet with them and talk to them and say, how can I break this money, whatever, down, and what can we do about it? But to say you're not going to pay, you are on your own. You will pay, whether you like it or not. You know, so everyone go and get your tax ID. You know, don't play with it. And then, you know, what I always say to people is that ensure that you generate more income. You know, the more income that comes your way, the more it's easy to make, you know, to be civil and to do what you have to do. The major issue for me, and I'm speaking from an advocacy point of view, is that, you know, I don't think that Nigerians have a challenge, particularly civil Nigerians, or patriotic Nigerians have a problem with paying tax. If you have traveled abroad very well and you're exposed, you know that, you know, abroad, you know, tax paying is a major issue. In Canada, 40% is the tax that is being paid, you know, and all of that. So I actually would have wanted, you know, the government to begin, and you can't do anything about it. I wanted to ask, my only question I wanted to ask you is there a possibility for advocacy for a reduction of that 30%? That was only, but I think that it's been passed already. Can there be, you know, an advocacy by some MDAs, some organized private sector, you know, to be able to push for a little. We are not against the increase, but a little, you know, maybe like we are a developing country, so we shouldn't go close first to the developed. They are paying 40%. Let's start small, you know. Yeah. So that was, but I didn't want to ask because I know that.
So
but you can guide us.
What government is doing is that we're still doing well compared to other countries.
Obviously.
Again, for a developing country, we're still doing well. For example, the VAT, Ghana is doing like 15.5%. We're doing 7.5%.
Yeah.
So we're about the lowest in Africa. So,
but are we about the lowest of that 30%?
On that 30%. So if you look at the 30%, is largely for big businesses that are making that payment.
We have some people there.
So let's not
advocate
for those people. I think
I'm advocating for myself. That's why I'm talking.
So I think that is still fair. Averagely, we are doing well.
Okay.
So what we will not push is for it to be increased. But bringing it down, I think
it might be difficult.
It might be difficult.
All right, no worries.
Because oil has not been giving us so much money.
I know. It's part of diversification from the government.
If they were properly implementing it, a lot of things would have helped with the business flow.
Absolutely. All right. So, and then lastly for me in what you are saying is that I just, you know, I pray that, you know, the government can also use it for the purpose. Now, and I always say things to people that purpose is not, as long as transportation is there for people. Electricity, security. I always say to people, yes, I believe that government should continue a lot of reforms. But there are some constant reforms you can see. Just do it for Nigerians and there won't be a problem. I was talking to a friend of mine that is really, 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 really doing, manufacturing. And she's in that space you are talking about. And she was, in fact, I didn't know what made me to pass her house one day. And I just felt like hugging her. And when I hugged her, she said, I am asking myself a question, can't I be important? And sincerely, these are the people that need to be encouraged. Because they're in that space of manufacturing, they're doing so much, and all of that. And so I just want to say to the government that, because this is on YouTube, you can go back, share and share and share. My own to the government is that I know this is good, we need it, whether we like it or not, but let it be used for such a way for the purpose so that it can cascade down to everything. I always tell them when they come to collect our own tax, I pay. And I'm like, I have been in business now. You people have not done one thing for me. One thing. Yes, sir. You see, I'm a promoter of being civil. I'm a promoter of being civil, right? And I have access to a lot of things, However, I'm also advocating for businesses that we are the government of ourselves. So let government do that. Anyway, as we wrap up the year, again, let's thank him sincerely. I appreciate that. And I know a lot of people are online. This is on YouTube. Please, I like all that he has done for us. Let's share it. Let's go back to it so that every entrepreneur, in our ecosystem can leverage on it. So everything is very clear. As we come to the close of 2025, for Mrdc, this is our last meeting for the year. Let's put our hands together. We are calling for 3 things as we close the year. Just 3 things. And I want you to take note of the 3 things Mrdc is calling for. Mrdc is calling everyone that has been part of Mrdc since the beginning of the year. I know you are all listening to me. Mrdc is calling for us, for a stronger collaboration. Mrdc is calling for a stronger collaboration. I'm calling everyone today for a deeper collaboration. What does that mean? We're collaborating with one another and not competing. I want us, as we prepare for 2026, to recommend one another. I like one of the things that gladdens my heart at our expo is when everybody is doing something together. And I like that testimony that you gave where, somebody is learning from one another and we are also promoting each other's business. Let's do that more. We've done that very well this year, but let's do that more next year. Now, let us also always show up as we collaborate. Let us always show up for meetings like this. Let's show up for meetings. Let's show up for online trainings. Every month we have meetings. Some are online, some are, real time. Make sure that you show up for those meetings so that you can be exposed to things like this. If he's going to charge us for his consultancy fee, probably he'll be charging us in euro. But I thank him for coming, and we have learned, and we have learned, and we have learned. So Mrdc members must ensure that we collaborate more next year. Someone say, I will collaborate next year. So once you see the calendar for the year, please quickly put it in your schedule. It will come out before the end of the year. You will see the calendar. Once you see the calendar for the year, please take note of it and, put it in your schedule and make sure that you are part of it. The second thing Mrdc is calling for this year as we prepare for 2026 is that we're calling for more visibility. Okay? We're calling for what? More visibility. A friend of mine said something to me, when she came for the program. She said, I thought I was just coming for something small. You people have been in existence for a long time. We need to, we need, all of us need more visibility. Okay? So it is important that in this year, 2026, go back and listen to that panel session. That panel session during the expo, we're talking about a lot of visibility you need to so that you can give your business visibility. 2026 is not the year to stay silent. Tell your neighbor, 2026 is not the year to stay silent. Hidden or unsure. If God has given you a product, a service, a skill, a solution. It must be seen. Tell your neighbor, next year I want to see you more. It must be seen. Amplify your voices, your brands, your ideas. Let it be amplified. That's what we're calling for. We're calling for more collaboration. We're calling for more visibility. And most importantly, next year, we're calling for growth. Now, every theme that we have for the year, for me, because of the God factor that God has given to MRDC, I'm proud of it. What makes us different is the God factor. Is that every year that we have a theme for the conference, that theme actually is a prophetic word that is going to push us to the next level. And so we want everyone, and we have prayed about it. Before, for all our conference meetings, we pray. We have prayed about it that everybody that came for the conference, everyone that is connected to us, by next year's conference, you will have a significant evidence of the fact that your business expanded. Did you hear what I said? So growth in your mindset, growth in your structure, growth in your income. How many of us want that one? Growth in your income and growth in your impact. So that is what will show that you have expanded. And so write out these questions, these 3 questions that you ask yourself. How will I think differently? How will I structure better for 2026? And what are the clear goals that I'm going to put together to be able to achieve next year to move my business from survival mode to sustainability? I don't want to be surviving. I don't want to be struggling. Somebody did like, yes, so I don't want to struggle. I don't want to survive. There are people that are making, and that's why you must come for meetings where you hear what others are doing, and you'll be like, I've not just started. I don't want to just survive. I want to be sustainable. I want to prosper. In fact, the word I love most for me is I want to flourish. I want my business to flourish like the palm tree. And so I must be able to ask myself, what are the things I would do better so that I can grow? So MRDC is calling every business person here, you are by force, by fire. You will grow. And you must do everything to make sure you grow. So, in conclusion, as we call for those 3 things, what are we calling for? Collaboration, visibility, and what are we calling for your personal business is 2026? One, more collaboration, visibility, and growth. As we step into 2026, I want to appreciate everyone that has made 2025 a great one for MRDC. Let's put our hands together. Thank you. I want to celebrate, I will celebrate our ESCO, but I want to celebrate, are you Inyadire? For me, Inyadire is someone that has attended every program we have done this year. Every program. Please stand up. I noticed it, apart from the ESCO. Even that red one, Revolution, she was there. Every program we have done this year, Inyadire has been there from the beginning. Thank you. And before you go, you will get a gift. Say this. Have you attended? No, you didn't attend all the program. I wanted to say you, but I saw her, And for all our ESCOs, thank you. Thank you for all the sacrifices. Thank you for everything. For all members of staff, Mercy, everyone, thank you for all the sacrifices that you have made to make MRDC successful this year. So MRDC members didn't just attend meetings this year. We built relationship. We didn't just learn this year. We left legacies. We didn't just connect. We collaborated. I have a lot of testimonials of collaboration. In fact, at the table at the expo, I have a real estate project that is coming from 4 people that sat together and they are doing something. So collaboration is on. I have ideas that were sparked. A friend of mine that came that has a business in a state, she said to me after that conference, she made up her mind that she is opening a branch in another state from the conference. We had ideas that were sparked. And then we didn't just dream, we expanded. 2026 is calling. Let us all rise together to achieve a greater thing next year by the grace of God. And so on behalf of the board of directors of Mrdc, on behalf of, the chairman, Mr. Dr. Abiola Kokola, the vice chairman, my husband, Dr. Rotimi Oyekunle, the entire members of the board, on behalf of the entire ESCO, on behalf of all the speakers and everyone that has, impacted us this year, I want to say a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year in advance for every member of Mrdc. Thank you for making it possible for us to collaborate and connect together this year. And we look forward to a great year for us next year, 2026. And by the grace of God, you will not be missing. You will not be missing. You will not die young. You will not die young. The God factor that we know that has helped us will help you in every area of your life in Jesus' name. Thank you, and God bless you. Amen. Sir, would like to, say a bigger thank you to you. It's just a small gift what we have for you. And we are going to call you very, very well next year. Sorry. So on behalf of Mrdc, we just want to say thank you for coming. God bless you. We celebrate you.
A round of applause once again for our CRO. Okay, all the collaboration and expansion and all that can only happen when you are a real member of the network, okay? These forms are going round, and it's important that you... How many of us fill these forms at the conference? You fill the form at the conference. Have you made your payment? It's important to make your payment. Once you do that, please send the clip to the receipt to Esther Bumi Michael. So it's important that you do that and send to her. And if you have not renewed for the year, it's important you do that as well. Okay? So there are refreshments for today's meeting for every single person that attended. We would like you to just wait. The refreshments are still on the way. All right? So I want IVP. So please, come on. Sorry, just handle this.
Is there a break in transmission? No. No. Okay. So, some people are yet to renew their membership. And if you have renewed for 2025, it's not too early to renew for 2026. Please, I think you should do that before we start 25,000. 25,000. And you can agree with me that what you get is more than 25,000. If you are going for business meetings, conferences, outside here, network meetings, you know how much you pay for trainings. You know how much you pay for a session. So I want to encourage all of us, please. In fact, this is the best time to renew for next year because there are a lot of gifts coming in for the year. Me, personally, I renew